the ego taking a bit of a beating, or
dude, the ego's taking a hit. I go out for rides and I'm just like, and it's not like, I just realise I'm so prone to just completely dick swinging, like just someone else does it, so I have to do it. It's not necessary, you know. And I've just got this niggling thing the entire time that says you should be taking it easy, or should you do that, just making me question things and like try and take it easy, or try and look at even what someone else does in a different way. Like someone else does something and you just think, yeah, well, I don't need to do it. It's really hard. I genuinely really struggle with all of it. It's quite difficult.
Yeah.
So don't struggle with it. You know what I mean? No, like,
yeah,
like,
totally. I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
Yeah, and like I come back from a ride and I don't have the same feeling if I don't do things that make me uncomfortable.
Right.
I don't, so I can come back from a ride and it can be a really good ride, really. In hindsight, it's a really good ride, but I'll get back and I'll just be like, you fucking didn't hit
Yeah, but you can't live like that all the time, because you got to hit the ceiling at some point of like...
Yeah, but still, someone else is doing it, you know? And they're my friends and I do all the things that my friends do, so... Yeah, so at the minute, that's where I'm at. So I'm constantly thinking about my ankle. I think a big part of it is that, not to make this podcast any more about me fucking breaking my ankle. Jeez! If you've not tuned out already. But, yeah, as I've said before, many a time, I didn't feel like I had much feedback from the crash. Like nothing really happened differently and it broke. So I think I'm thinking about that a lot at the minute. It'll all go away and I'll go back to being a mindless, ego-driven idiot again. But
did you not hit that jump again recently?
No, I didn't. That was bollocks. I didn't. That was fake. Yeah, I'm not hitting that. Yeah, like no one wants to hit that. If you see it, you won't want to hit it. It's just pointless. It's just like rubbish.
Is it?
Yeah, but I've done it. Yeah.
Okay. That's funny though that you posted it, and I was like, getting after it.
I just went and posed. My suspension wasn't compressed. It was funny actually. Most of the comments I got were like, nah, the suspension isn't bottomed out, nah.
Apart from me, I'm like, oh wow, good effort, dude.
Yeah, get him. And another run. Yeah, you're probably just exhausted, dude. You're not paying attention.
It's like, yeah, whatever.
Totally.
Funny. So, you talk about like the ego there and going and always having a really high expectation of your own riding.
Yeah,
and like you said, most stuff that you come to, you're comfortable with. What's it like then when you go to something where you feel uncomfortable? Like obviously you don't race too often, so if you go to a World Cup, what's your brain doing? Is your brain going, I could do that, or is your brain going?
See, racing's just something I can't touch. I can't.
What about Rampage though?
Yeah, but there's a load of. That with Rampage, I'm just not attracted to just like helicopters and people shouting your name. Ultimately, just that. Like, there's so many things that I would love to. I'm not being a dick saying that, but there's so many things that in the right situation, I would want to ride if I was with my friends and we were out in the desert and there was a gnarly shoot or something.
Yeah,
I'd want to be one of the
televised aspect of it.
Yeah, in my head, I'd want to be one of the guys doing it. But then as soon as you put it on TV and it becomes all like. It just becomes weird. I just think it takes away from it for me for some reason, and so does racing. If I'm honest, I love going quick even, and then racing takes away from it, which I don't fully understand. I'm sure a sports psychologist would have a field day on me.
Yeah,
but
probably.
It takes away from. I love going quick, and it just ruins it as soon as I'm racing.
Yeah. So there's no gauge on it either then, because you're going fast, but there'll never be a clock telling you if you went fast.
Yeah. Exactly.
Head saying I was fast.
That was fast, dude.
That was fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't time it though. Don't time it.
we got those timing poles at one point, or Brent did, cool. And it was really fun, really interesting how like your normal everyday trail that you ride on every loop that you go out on. Let's say, as soon as you put a beam at the start, a beam at the end, it changes it. And totally. You crank and like corners come up quick and it's completely different. It was fascinating actually, yeah.
Totally. No, I've been and done something similar to that before, like the little dual races that they used to do in Sheffield were similar to that. Like you can ride dual with your friends all day long, and then as soon as there's a post and a timing thing, you're like fucking overshooting corners just all over the place.
Oh, dude, totally.
Overriding the shit out of everything.
Oh, so funny, isn't it?
Yeah. Is there like a feature or something that's ever like really reality checked you or ego checked you?
Like I've not hit stuff before,
Yeah.
but I always think I could hit it. Well, Fest is a good example.
Yeah.
So I went out to Dark Fest, obviously like some of the biggest, and I'm not on a downhill bike, so it's not like I'm expected to hit it. But I hit the warm up line, and I was like, "God, it's bloody big and seems a bit windy. Like, what are we doing here?" And then that's 50 foot, and they've got a 100-foot jump, and then I just think, but mate, I've never had a downhill bike, so I follow people in, and downhill bikes go way quicker, and you have to go way slower if you're short travel bikes. It's always just been stressful and complicated. Like,
okay, I feel you. Interesting though. I like your thoughts on the ego. That is super interesting, and I bet loads of people probably deal with the same thing, especially local riding. And stuff
exactly.
Like that.
It's the same for everyone. Absolutely, it's the same for everyone. Because if you've got five people, you're not all going to be exactly the same. Some people will be really good at like steep, techie stuff and natural turns with no support. Some might be good at jumps, and so everyone goes through the exact. In my head, anyway, everyone goes through the exact same thing.
Yeah. I've definitely suffered with that as well. I think thinking about it now, I've always thought I've had this, like you said, like high expectation almost of what you can do on a bike, and when it doesn't work out, I just think it was I don't know. I wouldn't say I blame something else. I'm trying to think. I've always had, and I'll be honest, I've always had this like relatively high expectation of. I think it's how do you put it? We might have spoke about it before. The moto to mountain bike transition. You instantly, I feel like you can start going quite fast. And then you start thinking, like I did like one downhill race in New Zealand, in Australia, and I'm like, maybe I could qualify for a World Cup. And then you're like, no, like what are you doing? My expectation is so much higher than what I can actually do. I think. I don't know. Probably it is. And let's be honest, like fucking hell, I've got friends that have tried to qualify for World Cups that couldn't, and they are ridiculously good on the bike.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
I've always thought that, and I probably shouldn't. But
I don't really know if I fully understand what the kind of dictionary definition of the ego is, because in my opinion, a lot of people it's largely considered negative, an ego. Oh, he's got a bit of an ego on him, hasn't he? And I would say, if I don't know if I've even got the right definition, but I would say that my ego has helped me a lot in life in terms of, for like, as in good reasons, and it doesn't have to be that because my ego has been apparent. God, I don't even know what I'm talking about.
No, I know what you mean. Like, I feel like your ego can also. I feel like the ego can also be confidence, so that you are confident in putting yourself in situations which are either going to expand your career or your network of people that you know, a new sponsor, because you probably understand the value of your self and
stuff. Or like,
but then the ego also can be quite damaging when you start thinking above and beyond what you're capable of.
Yeah, see, I think
also
of it,
what you maybe deserve.
I think of it as someone going to me, Ollie, you've got a big head and curly hair and you're ugly, dude. And then I go, nah, I'm the shit. And then I think I don't really think I'm the shit, but you know what I mean. I'm preserved by the fact that I don't care. I'll do this big jump or whatever. Like, probably my ego is quite intertwined. This is why it's apparent to me at the minute, and I never normally think about it. But it's probably quite intertwined with being okay at biking, if you know what I mean. So
there's a confidence there.
Exactly. Actually, I would say that's 100%. Actually, thinking back to it, right, this is really getting therapeutic. All right, we're on episode 27. It's therapy session.
Will be at 28.
So when I was little, I didn't really have any friends. I was very quiet. I didn't have much self-confidence, and I got bullied. And then as soon as I found out I was good at something, we were off to the races. So I was good at basketball, and I knew I was good at basketball, and people told me, and I'd beat everyone at basketball. And then I was like, fuck, well, Like literally, sport gave me my confidence. So then after that, I was like, oh, I'm good at basketball. Then I can be good at something else, or I can be good at this. It doesn't have to be sport. Even it can be like, oh well, I approach basketball with confidence, and why don't I just approach speaking with confidence, or or like it can be anything. Speaking to. Do you remember when you were little, speaking on the phone was scary?
Oh mate, 100%.
Yeah,
yes, really scary.
And then as soon as you just get rid of it and think, do you know what, dude? No, I'm all right at some stuff. I'll speak on the phone. Oh, now I'm all right at speaking on the phone. Turns out that was okay. So I think sport has been a big one for me, definitely. Like in terms of just finding out, just being comfortable in my own skin, really, more than anything.
Yeah, you know what? I can attest to that as well. I remember growing up, going to school, similar to like what you're saying, going to school, and I was like the outcast kid more than most, because I was the only kid who was like interested in motocross.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time bikes in general. It was only when we got a little bit older that like my friends started riding and stuff, and it became a bit cool. I mean, we're going back, fucking hell, early 2000s and stuff.
Yeah.
But that sense of, it was like a confidence that came from being the only kid that's literally in my area who had a dirt bike, that wore these clothes that no one else knew what a Fox logo was. Like no one knew what that was, but it brought like a confidence with it as well, that I was like happy in my own skin, and that I was like not in my own skin. It's like, oh, happy in my own clothes. That's probably a better way of describing it.
No, it's in your own skin, isn't it? It's just happy with yourself.
I was happy with it. Like I was happy being the kid that no one understood what I did at the weekend. A lot of other friends were off doing whatever, drinking, fucking playing football, but fuck them,
totally.
And I was off doing that, and it came with like quite a lot of confidence, I think.
Yeah.
And I think I've carried that through in my life as well. And I've always stuck, similar to you, like in the same circles, the same sports, the same thing, in some respects, like being a lifer. I always like that word. But it's definitely, I remember getting, I wouldn't say bullied, but when you're the only kid in a school who's wearing skate shoes, do you know what I mean? Or like, nobody else seemed to understand it at all, and you're gonna get teased a little bit.
But it doesn't. It doesn't have to make sense as an adult. Bullying's all encompassing when you're a kid, isn't it? I mean, dude, I got bullied about my different coloured eyes. Like, I give a fuck about my different coloured eyes. Are you serious? I don't care. I've got different coloured eyes. I'm a grown up.
Little do you know, like when you're older, that is the icebreaker of like conversations with a girl, or like
there you go. Yeah, this one's glass.